America has created this system of roads and you can't get away from it. You can't escape it because even walking, you can't walk. Like you said, some of the sidewalks just ends. They're crumbling. There's not any. Even if you want to bike, how people are forced to become into this system. And it's almost like kind of this unsaid conspiracy because like, well, you can't walk. You can't bike. What are you going to have to do?
You have to get a car.
Get a car.
I think in Rockland, we have a much smaller population here. You know, it was all farmland, and it's still a lot of farmland, and a lot of the rules and laws here are still based on that farming culture.
I like the open space. Like, it's not entirely that open, like that it's rural, but it's not urban because it's suburban.
Yeah, it's not like claustrophobic. Like
exactly. I think what I dislike is that
there's nothing to do around here. Nothing at all. Pretty much the only thing to do most of the time is go to the mall and hang out. But I can imagine what this place would be like without the mall.
Because don't forget, I was driving, you know, like in the late 80s. So Rockland back then was so much more sparse in terms of population, stores. So, I mean, people who are bored with it now, imagine it like back then. I wanted to shoot myself. My only, you know, means of transportation was there was just one bus that came through the town.
And you can see commercials and they really try to play in those that person's feeling about if you have a car, you can do everything and more. You can become invincible. You can, you know, brave every terrain out there like possible.
Yeah.
And they're saying how it kind of drew into, you remember like Manifest Destiny?
Right.
America is for us and we have to take as much possible. That kind of, that with that car you can, you know, capture back that patriotism and fervor that we had back in like the heyday.
Like I said, that my car was really like wings to me. I felt like I could escape. And so all I wanted to do was get the heck out of Rockland. And it's funny how it came full circle. I'm back here now.
Yeah, why did you come back? I think you told me Westchester was expensive.
Yeah, that was the thing. We lived in Westchester and it's really expensive there. And we could never have gotten this house and this amount of property and this neighborhood for this price in Westchester. You know, that the Hudson River divides us in many ways. It really does. And financially, you know, everything is much cheaper on this side of the river.
I guess I definitely have noticed sort of the classes in Rockland.
Yeah.
Sort of, because I went to a school that was like over 60% black. We had like so much racism whenever we went to visit other schools.
Yeah.
And that definitely stuck out. Like, people looked at us differently, people talked to us differently. So I feel like people who live in suburban areas often are in bubbles and like they don't really experience like a wide range of diversity and variety in their lives.
It's easier to meet new people in the city.
Yeah.
Whereas you're pretty much stuck with the same community. You don't see many other people in the suburbs. Around here, you can't get anywhere without driving. I mean, you could walk, but it takes too long to do anything in a reasonable amount of time. It's like County Highway 45 of Gaoping or something.
I never knew that. Middletown is like technically a county highway or something. That makes sense though.
Middletown too, but yeah, Middletown makes sense.
The intersection of Middletown Road and Route 59, I would consider that to be the nexus of Nanuet, the center point of Nanuet, if you will. I have passed Middletown and 59, and I've been on that intersection so many times. Before I came to college, I'd say I would pass by that intersection about like 2 or 3 times a day.
Rockitis, I believe, is what happens to people who stay in Rockland for a long time. They get comfortable.
Okay.
They don't eventually, like, they kind of don't want to leave because, you know, everything's around them. They have either they came from school here or they have shopping malls and they just become comfortable and they just never leave Rockland. Or they leave and they come back. Even if they have the means of like going elsewhere, I guess like it's just a fear of
change.
Yeah.
Especially because we're all just settled in.
Moving is kind of a hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine just packing up
There's
everything.
a lot of stuff in this
Yeah,
house.
like it would be a lot. But I don't think that they would ever leave Nanuet. I mean, in the future when they get old, like I guess they would go wherever Subhana or Sarah and I go.
Suburban life can feel very suffocating at times, but at the same time, I'm not sure it's that bad. Like, there are some days you think you'll die of boredom, and then there's like other days where it's like, it's really nice to live in a place where you have a backyard and like there are trees and everything's so green and there's pretty houses and just.
And
like,
you have like roots back there, like friends and family.
Yeah, especially, and it's like.
This was definitely something that I think that they thought they were giving to us, their kids, as a gift, you know, a better life, you know, backyard, a neighborhood. Our school was literally across the street. So this was really, I guess, a step up, I think, in their estimation from living in, you know, a 4-story building.
A lot of my childhood is here. Like, lots of things I remember. There's the playground. Like, I remember that. I remember Subhana was scared of swings when she was really young. I remember that. And there's the movie theater here. It's just all these little things that just kind of fit together. And, like, I remember going to the Harry Potter movie, the very first one, in Nanuet. So just, like, all these memories just, you can't really take that away. And I understand Nanuet's really small, but they're just kind of, you can't separate them from one another.
Yeah.
I think that's what I really like about Nanuet.